Welcome back to my Victorian armchair project, the last episode in transforming my armchair before the grand reveal. The chair has been stripped back of all the old upholstery and rebuilt using traditional upholstery materials and methods. New arms and a new inside back. The seat has got fresh webbing added to the underside of the frame. I kept the old springs, which have been reinserted and lashed down to the seat base. Added in fibres of coconut husk and animal hair. Completed a lot of stitching on the seat base to make that front edge firm. I made my single piping from a burgundy velvet and introduced you to the other fabric I'm using from Lewis & Wood. It's called Wild Rice, and I've applied this fabric to the face arms and also the front border, finishing off around the legs with decorative upholstery nails. The last areas to finish on my chair is the outside arms and the outside back. The outside of the chair's preparation is much simpler compared to all the inside upholstery layers. I'm starting with the outside arms. First, a layer of hessian stretched tight across the frame. Then a length of piping is applied running down the outside of each arm, from the very top all the way to the bottom, pretty much the chair's version of contouring. Next, I fill the area with a thin layer of cotton wadding. We don't want the outside to look puffy, but we don't want it feeling flat and empty. Then it's time to apply the fabric to the outside arm. Pattern matching here is so much more trickier than on the inside, and to make things harder, I'm slowly running out of fabric to play with. I'm trying to make the pattern flow from the inside arm onto the outside, and then repeat that same flow on the other side of my outside arm. On top of that, I also want the outside back pattern to sit at the same height as the patterns on both arms. It's almost too much to think about. Nothing will ever match perfectly, but the aim is still to create a sense of pattern flow across the whole outside of the chair. Now it's back to more slip stitching. I swear this is turning into less of a restoration and more of a marathon sewing session. Once the stitching is done, I can finish the fabric with tacks along the back of the frame and on the underside, securing everything in place. And you can see just how much less effort has gone into the outside compared to the inside of this chair. Now for my cut around the legs. If you remember from the front legs, the fabric needs to be taken under but also across and tacked off at the back. I make a snip in the fabric, then turn my scissors to a 45-degree angle to release it, which lets me create neat folds that wrap cleanly around the leg and under to the frame. With both outside arms finished, there's just one last area left, the outside back. The same methods apply as with the arms. Hessian, piping, a thin layer of wadding, fabric, and of course lots more stitching, because clearly this chair hasn't had enough yet. I couldn't put you through an 18-part 3-week chair series without a proper reveal at the end, could I? Well, just to keep you waiting, I'm putting something special together to complete this chair's well-deserved transformation, so pop back next time for the big reveal.